my name is Autumn. For the first 25 years of my life, I was raised in a religious cult. From a very young age, I remember being easily moved by the needs of people, and because our church was guilt-driven and works-based, I quickly became performance-driven. I soaked up every second of it. I remember sacrificially striving to please everyone around me. Our church over the years began to be isolated as our leadership worked to alienate us from our family, our friends, and our community until the only voices that we heard were theirs. We had become controlled and brainwashed. Truthfully, I couldn't imagine any other life. I was deeply loyal to my church family and a version of God that I had been taught to believe in. A God that had high expectations, loved me only based on my performance, and had zero tolerance for human frailty. In 2000, our church went through a massive split, and my husband and I decided to stay, refusing to listen to any truth in front of us. 4 years later, my world completely fell apart when my husband left me with our 1-year-old and our 3-year-old. I remember having to go back to work, and instead of my church family rallying around me, they were calling me weekly, demanding that I be in church 7 days a week. I eventually moved to be closer to my parents for support. I called my pastor and let him know that I would make the 3-hour drive on the weekends to be in church, but he informed me that I was no longer welcome in the church, that I would lose all communication with my church family, and I was forever out of the will of God. I was shattered. I attempted to take my own life, which failed, and I wandered aimlessly for 17 years, and I vowed never to step foot in a church again. In 2020, my daughter gave her life to Jesus in her home, and the Lord told me to start looking for a church family for her. So we came in 2021, and I sat in the back. My walls were high, and I was begging God not to make me have relationships with people, but deep down, I just wanted to belong to a church family again. But God, His ways are so much higher and greater. It's been a painful journey, but it's not one that I would ever take back, because I've come to learn soul dependence on Him alone. The relationships that I've received at the Rock are icing on the cake, but no longer do people define me, He does.